Chatting with the one and only Gilbert Gottfried. Hello, Gilbert.
There's nothing to be that excited about.
Trust me, I'm starstruck right now because, I grew up watching you. I'm a wannabe comedian like you, so this is a big moment for me.
I'm a wannabe comedian.
No, he's not.
I hope one day I'll be in comedy.
Also being in radio, you're kind of like, for us, like a voiceover mentor.
Oh, yeah.
Your voice, it just pops out every time, and you cannot miss it. And that's something that I think a lot of us radio nerds really admire.
But you've never heard that before, right? You've heard that?
Yeah, never.
So yes, Gilbert is a comedian. As you know, he's on at Yuk Yuk's 292 Elgin all weekend starting tonight. He's 2 shows tomorrow, Saturday. You're there Sunday too. Busy weekend for you.
Oh, yes. And I've got my own podcast.
I know. Gilbert
Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast. And, and I've got a documentary coming out.
Yeah, I didn't even need to prep. You could just take us through it.
Can I leave and you just...
Well, let's talk about the podcast, because first of all, I can't get the song you did with Kermit and Miss Piggy out of my head. It's on repeat on my iPod. Love it. But what do you love about podcasting that's different from traditional TV or even stand-up?
I don't really notice a tremendous difference. I don't even truly understand podcasting.
You just talk into a microphone.
It's still kind of new to me. I kind of feel like, well, is this a radio show or...
Well, I guess it kind of is. It's
without
just not live.
Commercials.
Yeah. And you could be a lot more free. We know that you've had some... I wouldn't say issues, but you're not always the most political correct.
Thank God it stayed out of the papers. And it stayed off the internet. Yeah.
But I saw you with Norm Macdonald a couple years ago, and you could just really be yourself when you're in a podcast or even like a web show. You were talking about, I can't remember what it was. There was a lovely little boy you saw once at, you know the one I'm talking about? Yeah, we won't go there. We need to keep it kind of PG.
Right off the bat, Matt McLean says you are the best Howard Stern guest of all time.
Oh, thank you, Matt.
Wow. That's a really good show, too. That's a long one, hour and a half. You and Howard, though, 2 of the most entertaining guys ever. But you know what else? You had Tom Bergeron on your podcast.
Oh, yes.
And you actually brought out his interesting side. I didn't know he had one. But you made him interesting. I listened to the whole thing. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I knew him from, my days of being a guest on Hollywood Squares.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that show. I loved that show.
That's not the only thing we know you from way back. You were the voice of Iago from Aladdin. That's probably a lot of us grew up with you. And I remember you from Are You Afraid of the Dark, too. Do you remember that?
Yes. And there's a bit of trivia with that episode. Do you remember what big star came out of my episode?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, you're the one that remembers the episode.
It was me. I was like this guy who's allowing people into the other world or something.
Yeah, at the cinema.
Yes, and it's like, I have a radio station that invites dead people welcomes them to the next world. And there's 2 little boys in it, and one of the little boys is Ryan Gosling.
Oh!
Yeah.
We should have known that. He's from around here, too.
Yeah, and that was on YTV.
Yeah, it was
Wasn't
YTV.
he a YTV kid, too, growing up?
And look at him now.
Yeah, look at all I am now.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the documentary, because I can't wait to see it. Debuted at the Tribeca Film Festival. It's called Gilbert. And it's very serious. And that's something a lot of people don't realize, that very funny people like yourself do have a deep, serious, sort of introspective side. And that's what you're exploring in this documentary.
Yeah, it's very peculiar for me. I still have a hard time watching it.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's what hell must be to be forced to sit and watch your life in front of you. I can't imagine stuff more painful. And it was like this filmmaker, Neil Berkeley, came up to me and said, I always wanted to do a Gilbert Gottfried documentary. And I said, well, you should set your hopes a lot higher than that. So, do a Yak of Smirnoff first. But he followed me around with a camera, on just to my day-to-day life, and then to clubs, and then, I mean, the movie's gotten great reviews,
Yeah.
but boy, I can't watch it. I sit there and cringe.
Too real almost.
Yes.
Right? Well, and it chronicles growing up in Brooklyn and being a
Yes.
father. It goes way back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm fine if I'm watching myself on a sitcom as Joe the Plumber.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care. But to watch me as me is horrible.
Well, speaking about showcasing your life, James Anthony wants to know if you finally got your driver's license.
Oh, no. Still not. Still not. Never got a driver's license. And I remember they tried to teach me how to drive on Wife Swap,
Oh, really?
where I switched wives with Alan Thicke.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I love that show, too.
So I got to have sex with Alan Thicke for a week. Yes, and well, mainly he just lied there and went, "Ooh yeah,
Starfish?
Ooh yeah, ooh that's so good, ooh harder Gilbert, harder, ooh yeah, ooh smack me Gilbert, hurt me,
And I'm sure you did. Well, speaking of having sex with celebrities, another one
Yes.
that you are rumored to have had sex with is the late, great Joan Rivers. Is
Oh,
that
of
true?
course, yes, several times.
Well, you described her skin as... How did you describe her skin? Oh, do I not have it? You described her skin as a dead Komodo dragon.
Yes.
And tell everyone what happened when she opened her legs.
Bats flew out of it. Yes.
But you know, she's another icon like yourself, and her documentary put her back on the map. A
Yeah,
piece of work.
yeah. That was a really good documentary.
But she's my all-time favorite, after you, of course. So can you give me something about Joan? I know you were friends with her. Do you miss her?
Oh, yeah. Like, what am I supposed to say?
No,
Like,
I'm
hey,
glad
did
the
you
bitch
miss
is
her?
gone.
No. I celebrate each day that she died.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if some people do.
Yeah. When I first got the announcement that she died, I got an erection. I was so happy.
I don't blush often, but I have a feeling I'm bright red.
Wow. All right.
Like, how do you
In
follow
fact,
that up, Jesse?
I masturbate to autopsy reports of Joan Rivers' death.
I walked right into this, didn't I?
So you're
I don't need the hotel porn.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but in Ottawa libraries, you can go watch it on the screen if you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
It's
Well,
free.
I'll be there. You can catch me at the library later today.
God, there you go.
With my pants around my ankle.
Forget Yuk Yuk.
Yeah.
That's the show you want. You're still working with your voice, too. Like, you're the voice
Yes.
of Trang Prime on the new Ninja Turtle show.
Yes. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, our
I've been a-
producer PJ's a big fan. He wore the T-shirt.
And
Yeah.
see that tattoo? That's all Ninja Turtles.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's getting scary.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah. Yeah,
trying to
I
tell
think I was about 3 episodes as Krang the Subprime.
But so do you ever have little kids if you're at the grocery store? I don't know if you do your own groceries, and they hear your voice and they turn around. What the? Who is that?
Oh, yeah,
Happens all the time.
sometimes. Yeah. And
All
but I'm told to stay away from little kids. It's that my lawyer is advising me for a while.
Yeah.
And don't move in anywhere near a school. That's something else.
But 500 feet away from it's okay,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's what you look for in a new property. I loved your season of Celebrity Apprentice too. You get asked about
Yes,
that all the time.
that's strange.
Was Kate Gosselin really as annoying as she came across? 'Cause I can't stand that woman. Can't stand her. Kenya Moore is another one. Geez, stay out of her way, huh?
Oh,
Real
yeah.
Housewives?
It's so weird, those reality shows. It's like the first episode, everyone starts off with their charity.
Yeah.
Like, that's the main thing in life. They go and they tearfully tell you about the charity. And then after that, they forget the charity.
Right.
And it's all like winning.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I would watch these people and I think, okay, so do you really think if you sell the most donuts in this challenge that you're going to be running Trump Enterprises?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, the claws come out. I guess that's why Real Housewives are such a good fit on that show, because they know how to be catty, right?
Oh, yes.
Would you do it again if they asked you?
I guess so. It's weird. I would probably do it again, just exposure-wise.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the amount of people who watch those shows, but, you know, you got to get up early, you got to work, and I thought, I didn't go into show business to work for a living. Yeah. And when they fired me, it was like, you know, the words, Gilbert Gottfried, you're fired, I've heard many times in my career, so...
Well, you say you didn't go into showbiz to work, but you haven't stopped. I mean, since you started, you are a workhorse, so you must love it.
Yeah. What's
he gonna say again?
Or people are too stupid. I feel as long as people are stupid enough to hire me, I'll have to take advantage.
Yeah, why not, right? I'm in the same boat. So, can you tease anything that people can expect from you at Yuk Yuk's this weekend? Give us a hint what you're going to be talking about?
No, whenever I do that.
Then no one comes.
Yeah, and when I tell a bit that I do in my act, off stage, or think about it, I always go, boy, that's not funny.
Well, I hear you do a killer Jerry Seinfeld impression. Can we get a bit of that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
See, because I used to do Jerry Seinfeld when he was just another comic around the clubs in New York. And just to amuse myself and like the waitresses and other comics, I would be on stage and I'd start imitating him. And the audience, he was not on TV then. They had no idea. And I heard when I would do that, all the comics and waitresses would be in the back laughing. Seinfeld wouldn't even come in for it. He'd be pacing the bar back and forth, going, that doesn't sound anything like me. Why does he make me talk in this sing-song voice?
That's the deal. Very good.
Yes.
And now when you do it, everyone knows who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's not funny anymore.
Back then, I enjoyed it a lot more. Yeah.
That's fantastic. You got any questions there?
No, just everyone saying that some people are mad that they're not in town this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people just hoping that, you know, are looking forward to your show.
Now, you've gotten in trouble in the past for some of your 9/11 jokes.
Oh, yes.
Earthquake in Japan.
Yes.
Are you working on anything for the hurricanes that you can share with us?
Yeah, well, now I have a staff of writers working with me.
It must be nice.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, nowadays, I find out about tragedies when I go to my Twitter account, @RealGilbert. I go to my Twitter account and I'll get like 1 million people going, hey, how come you're not doing any jokes about, and then I'll find out.
And then you're like, okay, I got to write
10
down
million people died somewhere. And,
hilarious.
yeah.
We do have a question from James Anthony, and he goes, are you going to be doing another roast?
Oh, please.
I don't know. I haven't heard about a new roast being made. So I don't know. And they haven't been showing the old ones.
If you could roast anyone, any celebrity out there, who would you pick? Like, who do you think you'd have the best ammo, easiest target?
That he hasn't done already.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God, that's people ask me that. I guess Mother Teresa.
So much material right there.
Yes.
They should get the roast back. We need to call Jeff Ross. Get Jeff Ross on the line. Could set them up.
We do have one more question. Who are the comedians you like to watch or listen to?
God, when you're a comic, you start, the last thing you want to do is watch other comics. It's like when you watch other comics and you're a comic, you sit there and go, that was clever. Yeah, that one was good. Yeah, it's
why
like,
am I doing this again?
Yeah, it's like going to work on your day off.
Yeah. It's a tough thing, right? Because when you have a great show, you're like, I'm on top of the world, I'm meant to do this. But if you bomb, which you probably don't very often, you question why you ever set foot on a stage in the first place.
Yeah, it's a very peculiar thing.
Torture, really.
It is. It's like, you know, when you do great, it's like, oh, I'm great. I'm the greatest in the world. And then if the show doesn't go well, then it's like, oh my God, they've
Never
caught
again.
up to me.
Yeah.
They've caught up to me. This has all been a scam, and I'm through.
You do feel like an imposter, I think. Does that feeling ever go away?
No, never goes away. It's like, I feel like show business is a party that I snuck into.
Yeah.
And that any minute, a guy's going to come over to me with a clipboard and a pen and go, no, your name's not on the guest list. Out.
Yeah. I hear that all the time, and I'm just starting, but I feel the same way. So
Yeah, you feel like, you're getting away with it.
Yeah. Great.
So you know how there's the real live action Aladdin that's coming out, right?
Are you and they
kind
will
of-
be fitting me for a giant parrot suit, and I'll be holding on to somebody's shoulder.
I mean,
can see
for
it, though.
me, that was the most disappointing thing, was that you weren't going to be part of it. I was like, you can't really have Iago the parrot without Gilbert. Like,
Yeah, I know nothing about it. I heard like Will Smith is the genie, but I know nothing about any of it. And when they had the stage show, they had the Broadway stage show, it was years on Broadway, and I thought, they gotta invite me one of these
For a
days.
special appearance.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And then one time I called them, and I said, hi, it's Gilbert Gottfried. Is there a way I could come see the show? And the woman there said to me, well, across the street, they have half-price tickets in the middle of the day. And I thought, gee, thanks.
You didn't play the Do You Know Who I Am?
Yeah.
You're this close. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Crystal just wants to say that she loved you in Problem Child.
Oh, yes.
That was my earliest memory of you. My parents loved that movie. I don't know why, because I was one maybe, but
And, I had the problem child on my podcast. I found him, and he was... surprisingly, he's not a serial killer now. Because, he was one for sure. I thought he'd be in True Hollywood Stories.
yeah, we all did. Either him or you, but
Yeah.
wasn't sure. So make sure you check out Gilbert at Yuk Yuk's this weekend. New movie Gilbert. Is it out everywhere? How can people watch that? It's not
I
out
think
yet, right?
in November or December it comes out.
Okay, it's just coming out now at the Tribeca Film Festival. Can't wait to see that. And of course, Gilbert's amazing, colossal podcast. What a title! But it is amazing and colossal, so check that out on iTunes too.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
Seriously,
you.
this was
Thank
probably the
you.
highlight of our morning.
It really was. Have a
It
great
must
show.
be a lousy morning.
Gilbert Gottfried, thanks for watching.